Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Premier Exclusive Limited Q2 FY22 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participants' line will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Hina Agarwal from Stellar IR. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I, on behalf of Stellar Investor Relations, welcome you on Premier Exclusive Limited Q2 and H1 FY22 earnings conference call. We shall be sharing the key operating and financial highlights for the quarter and half year ended September 30, 2021. We have with us today the senior management team of Premier Explosives Limited, Mr. T.V. Chaudhary, Deputy Managing Director, and Mr. Sri Hari Paklapati, CFO. Before we begin, I would like to state some of the statements made in today's discussion may be forward-looking in nature and may involve risk and uncertainties. Documents relating to the company's financial performance have already been emailed to you. Now I invite Mr. Chaudhary to share his initial remarks on the company's performance for the quarter. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Hina. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining the call. I wish you and your family the best of health and spirit over this festive season. We will begin the call with a key industry update, followed by an update on the company's operational performance during the quarter. To begin with, we would like to congratulate DRDO on the successful test firing of the Akash Prime missile, the latest addition to the country's integrated guided missile development program and mega defense boost. The government has announced a series of reform measures and initiatives over the last couple of years aimed at transforming India into a hub of defense manufacturing, including increasing foreign direct investment in defense manufacturing, creating a separate budget for purchasing locally manufactured defense products, and notifying the list of 209 items subject to an import embargo. In keeping with its efforts to increase self-reliance in the defense sector through increased private participation, the Ministry of Defense recently submitted a proposal to shorten the time required to acquire defense equipment to 2 years from the current average of 3.5 years, without involving research and development. This is to boost the private participation in the defense sector. Furthermore, DRDO India's Premier Defense Research Organization is adopting the GOCO model to open its doors for private players. DRDO will provide access to its network of 50 laboratories located across the country. Its assets worth more than rupees 1 lakh crore. Through this further reflects the Union government's commitment to expand the private sector and priming it to play a new role in India's defense capabilities enhancement. Premier Explosives, as a major player in the defense industry, stands to benefit significantly from these initiatives. Now coming to our company's performance. Fiscal 2022 began on a somber note due to the disruption caused by the second wave of COVID-19. However, with an increased vaccination drive and a decrease in active COVID-19 cases, our execution returned to normalcy in the second quarter. Additionally, our dispatches have restored to normalcy as the number of COVID-19 cases continues to decline. We remain committed to sustaining the momentum and efficiency of our execution. With increased contribution from the defense segment, we expect operating margins to continue to expand in the future. Let me update you on the status of a few significant orders. Our shaft and flare execution is proceeding as expected. The dispatches that were delayed in the first quarter of the fiscal due to the second wave of COVID-19 have been restored, and we expect to complete the order within 2 years' time period. On MRSAM, the production is faring well, and it's continuing to supply 20 to 24 rockets per month. For Astra, the production has started in the month of July, and BDL has indicated that the required quantity of hardware which are to be given as FIMs are ready, and we are expecting a good contribution from this. Recently, Indian airports have signed a contract worth rupees 497 crores with Bharat Dynamics Limited for procurement of Akash missile. This provides the visibility of higher order inflow of Akash missile in near future. BrahMos, we have completed the absorption of technology transfer in terms of propellant. Now we are waiting for FIMs to be issued for proceeding with the casting of full-scale motors. In addition to that, the other orders which are in pipeline with DRDO ASL Labs, they are received by us, and the production activity has started in the Katepalli unit for these large diameter rocket motors. And in rocket motors from Israel, from the orders received from Israel, we have executed 3 orders, and among the 3, one of the motors we have received an inquiry for the production order. In addition to that, another 4 orders are in pipeline, and orders are in execution. Another 4 orders are in execution, and one also is going on, and we expect to complete these orders as per the schedule. I request our CFO to share the financials.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. The result presentation for the quarter has been uploaded on the stock exchange and on the company's website. I believe you all may have gone through the same. Now, I will present the financial results for the quarter ended September 30th, 2021. The total income for Q2 financial year 2022 stands at 548 million as compared to 453 million corresponding previous last year. The EBITDA stands at 69 million with EBITDA margin of 13%, resultant of improving contribution from the different segments. In Q2, we reported a net profit of 30 million. Now coming to the order book, the company's current total balance order book stands at 431 million, out of which commercial explosive business comprises around 114 million. The defense segment comprises of 162 million and services is about 154 million. With this, we now open the floor for questions and answers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask any question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may please press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. To ask a question, you may please press star and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have a first question from the line of Bhagyesh from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
This is Bhagyesh, sir. So my question is, see, we have given the breakup of the order book in your PPT also, and right now that there is a commercial explosive order book. See, there is a view that in management of raw material, everybody is having a tough time. So can you highlight what is your procurement strategy, say procuring ammonium nitrate or anything else you can share, and what is the margin outlook in that segment?
Yeah, right. Like you rightly said, the entire industry is suffering because of the raw material prices, particularly ammonium nitrate availability and prices of raw material. So, there are various actions taken by us to meet that. One is to depend on imports, where the prices will be a little lower than the domestic prices. But to meet that requirement, we need to have larger storage capacity. And we have built a larger storage capacity at our Godavari Khani unit. With that, I think we should be able to easily import more quantity and meet the requirement. In addition to that, the domestic suppliers, like GL and RCF. So we are trying to procure more quantity from them, and that too in terms of melt and other things, and also trying to reduce the price by going for quantity discounts. So, and third is technically looking at the product and then alternate raw materials and alternate things. As you are very much aware that we are R&D based, and then when the real need comes, we come out with solutions. So we are working very hard on that to ensure that alternate solutions for the raw materials and alternate prices we can do that. And we are hopeful that we'll overcome this with that.
Okay. Now coming to Akash booster that we are doing, this is for the current generation of Akash missile, and even in Pinaka, there is a next generation Pinaka system coming with 75 kilometer range. That's the update. So for future programs also, this will help that we are existing supplier to BDL plus DRDO. Am I right in my interpretation?
It is not clear here. You mean to say that our continues to supply to BDL?
Yes. The Akash next generation is coming, and even the Pinaka next generation missiles are coming with 75 kilometer range. So our continuity is assured, or there is a competitive element over here also for the next generation of missiles, both Akash as well as Pinaka?
It will continue. Actually, okay, Akash we are already going ahead. Akash is the going on project. We are continuing to supply. Even today we are supplying to Akash project. Even though BDL is waiting for the IA order, but they are releasing orders to us so that they are remained in a prepared condition to deliver immediately. Okay. So that is going on. In addition to that, the new things which are coming are MRSAM, LRSAM, and NGRM, Astra. So in all these missiles, we are positioned in an advantage position to supply. So yes, definitely will play an important role in all this.
So the Astra program you mentioned, Astra, over the long run, this procurement will be very large from the forces, essentially, IF obviously.
Yes.
Astra will be giving the motor. That's what the PPT means.
Beg your pardon?
Astra program, Astra missile, air-to-air missile, will be giving the motor only and not the other stuff.
Oh, no,
the propellant you have mentioned, non-aluminized propellant. So these are the two things that will give.
Yeah, propellant and other initiators and all we are giving.
Okay.
That we are with only that part. The hardware and all those, there are other vendors, and then BDL is the integrating agency.
Okay. Thanks, sir. All the best. I'll wait in the queue.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. A reminder for the participant, to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Shivan Savaiya from GHP Securities. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Couple of questions. So one is on the order book. So our defense order book, if I see the trend has remained in the range of this 160 to 180 crores after removing the Turkey order. So just some color if you could give on the trend forward, and is there some slowdown or some consolidation there?
No, I don't think there is any slowdown. Rather, the order book is going on swelling. We are getting more and more orders, and you can see the increase also. So there is no slowdown, if at all any such impression has come.
Okay, sir. And out of the defense order, sir, what is the proportion of the Israeli order book?
Israeli order book, right now, proportion-wise, it will the defense.
So it was 25 crores at the end of Q1 out of the total defense order book. So I just wanted to know that number for this quarter.
Yeah. Percentage.
The absolute number also is fine.
Which is about 30 crores. Huh?
Yeah, we have about 30 crores of Indian rupees orders on hand from Israel, which we plan to execute in the current year. And please mind it, these are all development orders, not the production orders. Once we complete the development, and like I mentioned in my earlier days, that out of the first 3 supplies made, 1 has now come to production order, and then we are working on that. And others are also in the line. And this 30 crores is only for the development stage. And once they get converted into production, then it will go into numbers, much larger numbers, hundreds and thousands.
Okay. So this order that got converted from a test order to the production order, sir, what is the quantum of the order, if you could give an idea what it would be when we get it?
Generally, where we are signing the order and all those after the development, there will be an indication, but there is no written confirmation which comes. It comes only once our product is cleared and then static test. Now in India we are doing static test. They are going to Israel for dynamic test, and then they release the order. So the orders, the indication, like I mentioned, it is from hundreds to thousands. Exact figure item wise will not be able to tell you.
Okay. And we expect these production orders to come in the second half of the year?
The next financial year we can get.
Okay.
Second financial year, there are already orders in hand, development orders, which are like I mentioned, around 30 crores worth.
Okay, no, sir, you spoke about this one order which has gone into production, so that is what I was trying to decipher.
No, that's not gone into production. Now they have indicated they have production quantities and all those. They have asked us to get ready for that. Because out of the 3 numbers supplied, 1 number they have testified and found it all right, and now they are talking about now production aggregate. And the other 2 probably in a month's time, the other 2 also will come around.
Okay, so these 3 orders you expect them to be starting to fulfill in FY23?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, sir. And in this quarter, we've seen a bit of a margin decline in terms of our GP margin also. Of course, a quarter-on-quarter view is not right, but are we any reason for this dip in the GP margin from the last quarter and the March quarter? Because those were in the range of 70% and we've come down to 50. So just wanted to understand the gap here.
Mainly, this is mainly because of the product mix. Actually, the raw material consumptions are more in the product where we have done mostly in the running quarter, the previous quarter. Probably because of even in defense products, there are certain products where the raw material consumptions are more. So that's only because of the product mix. There's nothing else.
Okay. And the raw material prices, which are are pretty high, and they are increasing, are we able to pass it on, or how does the raw material prices get passed on to our clients?
No, in case of industrial explosives, there is a price escalation clause which takes care of increase in the raw material price. And in case of defense products, there is no such clause. And variation also, it is not so frequent that prices will change so frequently. But yes, recently we are finding a slight increase in the prices. So it is order to order. So next order when we quote, we will consider that and the price will be on that basis.
Okay. So, sir, we are confident of maintaining that 15 to 18, 16%, 17% margin, right, on the EBITDA. That is what we've been doing in the last couple of quarters, not this one.
Yes, sir. If you see from the March quarter onwards, we are almost maintaining some between 30 to 18%. Probably we hope that it will be continuous.
Okay. And there are a couple of bookkeeping questions. One is that when I look at the cash flow statement of the first 6 months, it's negative, as in there's cash outflow instead of cash generation, considering we've got a positive EBITDA. So when I look into it, it's a lot of working capital has eaten away our cash flow. So is there any reason for this build-up, and how do you look at it moving forward?
Because the stocks, the stocks in defense have gone up. The inventories have gone up.
Like in previous quarter, we have explained, we have become more and more of a defense manufacturing company, where the turnaround of money is a little slower compared to the industrial explosives. So while that shift is taking place, naturally the cash flow also changes. Because the product is produced and it takes delivery and inspections and all those, then only we get the payment. So that is the difference between the industrial explosives and the defense.
Okay. And sir, I see a small increase in the bad debts in the cash flow statement. So any reason for the same? And from where have these bad debts emerged?
No, this has been coming from basically we have written off some of the debts, book debts, which have been coming from the more long period. So mostly came from some came from the commercial exposures, some came from the defense also.
There are bad debts on the defense side also, considering this is the government that we are supplying to. So I was a little surprised to see bad debts on those fronts.
No, it cannot be termed as bad debts. In fact, actually, the thing is we have raised the bills previously, wherein there were some LD issues.
Yeah, there are some issues related to LD, late delivery clauses.
Okay.
Some of the old orders, they got delayed because of this COVID and pandemic and all those. So in many cases, we could convince and they have understood, and then they have extended the delivery period. But there are some issues where it was not done. So they refused to accept, then we had to write off some of that. These are like that, the bad debt. And some are there where the order was received in the old tax regime, where the tax was different and the concessional rates were different. Now the present tax has changed, and now there is a concessional rate for DRDO supplies. So now they are insisting on only paying that tax rather than the old supply tax. So these are the things which have given a little this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so thank you. I'll come back in the queue.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. A reminder for the participant to ask a question. You may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Mihir Desai from Desai Investment. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, my question was regarding, you had earlier mentioned that there is an opportunity coming in MAR SAM and LR SAM, and another some missile programs. So can you please quantify the opportunity size of the same?
Quantify in terms of numbers?
Yes, sir.
A number of missiles or?
Number of missiles or order size, basically, sir.
Yeah, this information is there in the internet. What is the Army is procuring or Air Force is, Navy is procuring. So I think probably you can get from those.
Okay. So, and in the terms of quantity, sir, can you quantify opportunity size?
Sure, they are there in that. What are in our hands and what is coming, only we can do that. And we have almost a lot of...
No, you can't even give any ballpark numbers, sir?
Yeah, it is like already 1,000 numbers order we had received, and then we have executed part of it, and then balance are going. That is MR SAM.
Okay.
And Astra, we already have an order in hand for 250 numbers, which we are waiting for FIMs to be issued. Like that, what we have in our hand is there, but opportunity, it is better if you look into that, you will get a better figures probably rather than we telling that.
Sure, sir. Understood. And, sir, earlier you had also mentioned regarding the rocket motor. So what would be the size of these 4 rocket motors that you had mentioned, sir?
For the export,
Yeah, sir.
what size means in terms of?
In terms of number.
These are the tactical missile category.
Okay.
You understand the tactical missile and strategic missile?
Sir, not that much, but
Yeah, tactical missiles are those the medium type or small type ones which are carried by aircraft, are fired from ground level and surface to air, air to air, surface to surface, all those things. Strategic are the big ones, large diameter, the Agni class and all those. So what we are exporting are the tactical ones.
sure. Understood, sir. And so also, I just wanted to know regarding our Kattupalli facility. So, as it is fully operational now, what would be the utilizations that we are operating? If you can share in September, what were the utilizations which we had operated?
It has just started. As you know, any project when it starts, it cannot be at 100% utilization. Right now, I don't know how to tell in terms of the orders we have booked. Orders are in hand and they have started and it is going on. And the percentage utilization, it is difficult to calculate in those terms for these plants. Propellant plants where we are doing the large diameter motor. See, unlike the other products, every month you turn out so many hundreds of numbers. Here in what we make in Kattupalli, large scale or large motors which are strategic, they are produced one in a month, one in 3 months, like that. So it's difficult to indicate about that. So even the booking of this also, it varies. Once 3 months it will be like this and 3 months it will be like that. So up and downs will be there. We have to see at the end of the year how it has done.
So, sir, at the end of the year, what could be the average peak utilization that we can operate this facility at?
I can't answer in terms of average utilization or percentage utilization yet. Because this product to product it changes. I don't know how to calculate this utilization thing for propellant casting.
Understood.
Yeah, because one rocket motor may be 2000 millimeters there, one may be only 50 millimeters there. So they are all different and different requirements are there for them.
Sure. Sure, sir. Got it. And sir, any further update on land allocation for setting up facility near Sriharikota?
Yeah, it is going on. We received a NOC from the local authorities, and it is going on in the ground. Like last time I shared, the collector of Nellore district visited our existing facilities, and he went back and gave a press note saying that yes, they are allotting the land. So after that, some NOC has come to us, but it's a long-term process. They will be sending those documents to government and then cabinet decision and all those will be there. So the process may take another 6 months.
Sure. So one question on DRDO front. You had mentioned that DRDO has now been, opening doors for private players. So do we see any opportunity from these? And if you can again quantify the kind of opportunity do you see from DRDO coming to our kitty?
It's not clear. Can you please repeat the question?
Sir, DRDO. So what can be the opportunity which we can see from DRDO?
DRDO opportunity.
Yes, sir.
DRDO doesn't buy material, no? It is the about they develop it. After the development, then they go to the agencies like BDL for integration. That is where we get our full business. So DRDO opportunity, okay. In terms of participating in the development, like we have participated in the development of Astra and LRSA and Mamarsan. So now that it got converted into a production opportunity for BDL. So opportunity will come from the integrating agency. Only DRDO directly is integrating the big one, strategic one, and we already have 3 different orders with us from DRDO, ESL. I think I don't want to discuss too much on the strategic.
Okay. So my last question on the bookkeeping front. So what would be our working capital days for this quarter ended?
So actually, with regard to defense, it is coming at about 150 days. I mean, it is almost similar to previous quarter also. With regard to the commercial expenses, it is hardly about 30 days.
Okay. And also, if you can share with us the fund-based and non-fund-based limits, sir?
So we have a working capital limits of fund-based is about 50 crores. So non-fund, I mean, BG and else limits, we have about 150 crores. Okay, which are not fully utilized technically. Second, we have the term debt of about 4 crores from HDFC, which will be repaid in next 6 quarters. So we raised some MSME loans during the pandemic time, which is about 8.37 lakhs, which the repayment will be started from next month.
Sure. Sure, sir. For any further questions, I'll join the queue again.
Okay.
Thank you very much. A reminder for the participant to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. Anyone who wishes to ask any question may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Damna Mehta from Sangvi Investment. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, I missed the earlier remarks. I just wanted to know, sir, last quarter you had mentioned that we had bagged an export order for warheads. So I wanted to know what is the status of the order. Have we received any orders in this segment?
Yeah. The order which I mentioned, now we are executing that. We are in the stage of execution.
Okay, sir. And sir, how does the order pipeline looking in this segment? Are we receiving more inquiries for domestic or export markets?
Can you please repeat? It is not clear.
Sorry, I'll just repeat, sir. So how does the order pipeline looking in this segment? Are we receiving more inquiries from domestic or export markets?
Yeah, both. We are receiving inquiries from domestic as well as export market for this segment.
Okay, sir. And lastly, how large is this segment can become in the next 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, it looks good because one thing is warhead directly supplying. Second thing is now all these new areas where we are entering, the mines. Mines we are producing, now we are participating in mines. There also you require the warhead composition and high explosive compositions and all those. And ammunition. Ammunition also what we have taken the license we are going to produce, we will be using them. So this segment has good potential for all those. We think that our 100% capacity utilization comes there, whatever we produce.
Okay. So lastly, just one more question. So what is the revenue target for the current fiscal?
Sorry?
What is the revenue target for the current fiscal?
So we are expecting about 30% growth from last year, which is about 185 to 200.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I'll join the queue for the question.
Thank you very much. Anyone who wishes to ask any question may please press star and 1. As there are no further questions from the participants, I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Yeah. Thank you very much for participating in the session, and then I hope that we could answer all the possible questions, your questions, and then satisfy you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Premier Explosives Limited, that concludes this conference call. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.